All right, guys, if you guys haven't seen it yet, Rogue finally came out with a rower, which is something I've been so excited about. They came out with the Echo Bike a handful of years ago now, and it pretty much has dominated the space ever since. And now they have their rower, so had to get my hands on that right away. I've only had it for, not even a week now, but I've done 3 workouts on it, and man, it's awesome. I mean, Concept 2's kind of been the machine, at least in the space that we've been in, and I was really curious how it's gonna stack up against it. I know Assault's come out with a rower before. I've gotten that thing. I have it to kind of test it for competitions, but I honestly haven't felt like it was a good training tool because when they come out with it, there's no damper on it. It's kind of one damper that fits all, and I felt like the damper setting was really, really high on this. But with Rogue's rower, we got a damper on it, which has been awesome. I actually set it up. I haven't messed around too much with the varying damper settings, but I set it kind of where I normally am on the Concept 2, and I did my workout, and my paces felt spot on. Like there was no difference, anything like that. The monitor is what I was kind of nervous about, kind of curious how that was going to play out compared to the Concept 2. They've been around for a long time. They have a lot of data. I knew Rogue was going to make an awesome machine, but I was really curious how their monitor was going to stack up against Concept 2's, and man, it's awesome. I mean, when the screen's just off and you go 3, 2, 1 and start pulling it, it pops on right away, and it's super responsive to every stroke. I mean, it giving you pretty much exact feedback. It honestly, I think is probably more responsive than the Concept 2 rower, but it does have a couple features that are different than the Concept 2, which I thought that was pretty cool. I know if you can probably look at my machines over here, I kind of always put a chalk mark, 2 chalk marks where I try to keep the chain height at, which this actually has a little setting that you can kind of move it up and down, and it kind of gives you a goal to keep the chain level, which is going to help you just with like maximizing your power throughout the row. So I kind of have this set, and when I'm rowing, it kind of gives you something just to look at, and you get to watch your chain height as you come in and make sure that thing stays on that level right in line with that arrow, which is pretty awesome. I mean, I've always used that as like a training tool and using chalk, but now they got something on there. And on top of that, as you guys saw when I got it out, it all folds up, which I think is pretty sweet, especially having in a home gym where space is of the necessity, where we're always trying to fit pieces in like Tetris here to kind of make it work. And it's kind of nice to have something that completely folds up and you can still roll it around when you do that. Obviously the Concept 2s, you can break them down, but it like completely comes apart, where this is just still on wheels. You can move it anywhere you want. And especially with us, I mean, we're always working out outside. If you guys have rolled around the Concept 2 like machines before, it catches the smallest lip and you cannot move it at all. So it's kind of nice having the big tires on there. We're always doing as much workouts as we can outside. The weather is changing though now, so trying to get as much of those in as we can, but it's nice. It kind of rolls over everything. Those big tires are sweet. It has all the same settings so far that I could see that the Concept 2 has, with like your force meter to kind of give you like that graph of how you're doing. It still has your strokes per minute, your pace, and all those fun things. Obviously meters, watts, calories. You have a little phone clip up here on top, which is pretty nice. It's not like, like built for just one phone. You can kind of put anything on there. So that's super adjustable. But the only thing that I've heard from people that have a little bit of a complaint on is the rower handle is straight across. I know the Concept 2s have a slight angle to them, which kind of feels just a little bit better. I don't know if it's something that feels better, if it's just what we're used to. But I mean, I did all my intervals on it, and I honestly didn't even notice it until I was posting it on my story and someone messaged me and like, hey, what's the handle on it? And I was like, I actually got to go look. I don't remember it being different. And obviously getting in here now, the handle's straight across, but it felt great when I was on it. It felt really fast, so. But yeah, well, this is it. I know you guys probably haven't got to see too much of them, but this is my little review on it. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the comments. Let us know what you guys liked, disliked, the differences that you guys have found on them. But man, I think this thing is awesome. I'm definitely excited to kind of get some more workouts on it and give it a go. If you guys want to check out the screen, here it is. You kind of go through, select your workouts. You can obviously repeat workouts once you program them. But just on the Just Row, This is the main setting that I've been rowing on. You have your force meter at the bottom. As you can see, like, as soon as I start pulling, it's giving you instant feedback on how that force curve's kind of going on, but you can kind of go through each display. You can set a pacer, your power curve, and so on. Pretty sweet. Obviously, flip through all the units, meters, watts, cal per hour. Okay, we'll see how to close her up. Pretty easy. The monitor actually doesn't fold back like the Concept 2. Kind of just folds down, but there's a little clip here. Kind of fold that up. Grab the handles in the bottom. Just lift it up. Easy as. One possible con that I could see with the new Rogue rower is that when storing it, it does have the capability to fold in half. You can kind of store it under things. So it takes up a smaller footprint in that sense. But if you have 5, 10 of these rowers stacked right next to each other, I know with the Concept 2, you can kind of stack them kind of interlocking, where with the big tires and the way that it's built, I'm not sure how well they would stack side by side by side, but I only have one of them, so I haven't got to mess with that. Gym owners are pretty creative, you can figure that out, but as a machine itself, the way it works, the way it handles, the monitor and everything, I mean, I'm super excited to kind of keep getting more training on it. But like I said, let's know what you guys think in the comments.
It's a brand new day.